Good afternoon, dear audience of Zvezda, the Star TV channel, joining us today at Alabina Proving Ground. Today, the 1st of September, Day of Knowledge, and we'd like to congratulate and wish all the very best to everyone going to school, to any other educational institutions today. Congratulate parents that send their kids to school. Hope you gain a lot of knowledge for your countries. And today we're in the semi-finals. In the Division 2, we're going to see three teams: Myanmar, Laos, and South Ossetia. And so, Myanmar, the judges, Colonel Lobinoi, and South Ossetia, Vladimir Dzagoyev. The three judges. We are now in a live broadcast, and providing commentary are Nikolai Fedorov and Dmitry Kurinsky. And now, green-colored tank, South Ossetia team. Tank commander Sergei Gabozov. Gunner, gun operator Dmitry Bukulov, and driver Georgy Gagiev, junior sergeant. This is the Republic of Ossetia, first crew. Blue-colored tank. Laos, People's Armed Forces, People's Republic of Laos. Crew 1. Senior Lieutenant Nokham Utkatyanko. Ghana Olei Alunsi. And Sino Hotham Sainoi Sunabalat. This is People's Republic of Laos, first crew. And now, yellow-colored tank is the Tatmadav for Myanmar. Captain Phyo Chio, Commander Phyo Chin 10 is the gunner and driver Aoun Kip Mit. Dear friends, so second hits Division 2 semi-finals. We are going to learn who became the winner in a previous race. But now, let's hear the signal. And this was the signal for all the tank crews to take their operational positions, to take their seats. Russian Armed Forces has provided 4 tanks for each team to take part in this tank biathlon contest of the 7th International Army Games. 40 minutes before the start, the lot was cast, and South Ossetia, first lap, gets coax fire, second free, third is AA fire, and third is flanking fire. Laos has first flanking fire, then second lap anti-aircraft, third lap is the coaxial machine gun fire. And Myanmar in the first lap has the tank fires on target number 1 representing target number 9 representing lap, and the last lap is free after the machine gun laps. And now the chief judge of tank biathlon gives the go-ahead for the teams to begin the race. And the tank crews are flying into the obstacles, cresting the first obstacle, track bridge. Very strong teams this year, Myanmar, Laos, and South Ossetia. Let me remind you that according to the results of this race in 2021, general ratings are going to be reviewed, and teams from Division 2 may very well enter Division 1 next year. Now, as compared to first division, this Division 2 doesn't have that maneuverable, restricted maneuvering obstacle following the rake obstacle. So this was what we saw yesterday, but today we are seeing Division 2. We've already seen Kyrgyzia and Tajikistan. 2 hours 35 minutes for Tajikistan. And according to the rules of the race, each crew has to go through 4 laps, overcoming obstacles and hitting targets. During the relay race, the tank cannon is fired from the move and twin and aircraft machine guns from a standstill. Then they will have to reach the finish line and pass the transfer baton after the 4th lap. After the 3rd crew of every team completes the race, the semi-final event will be completed. So here we are going to see 3 targets imitating enemy tanks for Myanmar. Laos is having a free speed lap. And now attention, escape for Laos. The driver is doing a great job. He is not stopping. However, he has another slope to overcome along the track. Unfortunately, we saw the turret open briefly, but the coach informed the crew and it was sealed as per operational pattern in a tactical situation. We have a lot of audience with us, including online audience. South Ossetia fans are watching, and the Minister of Defense of Republic of South Ossetia is also watching. Guards Lieutenant General Ibrahim Kassim. And now, on screen, we are seeing the Myanmar team that is preparing to load their first ammunition load. 3 standard artillery shells are going to be loaded for their flanking fire exercise. This is a very interesting fire mission where fires are conducted in movement. And now we are seeing the South Ossetia team stop at the ammo loading pad and on the firing line, preparing for their next fire mission. We are seeing the Myanmar armored vehicle doing the same exercise. And we're going to see the gunner for the team begin fire, getting ready to open fire on target, imitating a portable anti-tank grenade launcher. 3 targets are indicated green. Dmitry Bukulov is a 25-year-old gunner, a veteran of this biathlon. However, today is an important day, and every tanker's anxiety is peaking today. We have the first target hit very well. 2 targets to go, 800 meters range to target. The gunner is searching to lock on target and open fire. 20 rounds are given for this exercise, 6 of them are traces. South Ossetia gunner is continuing his fire mission. 2 targets are still intact. Let us remind you, please note that an additional penalty lap is assigned for every missed target. And at the same time, we're seeing Myanmar team report ready to fire, and they begin their progress through the fire zone and their fire mission of flank fire. The gunner is tracking for the targets. We see the tank turret turning. South Ossetia tank commander reporting end fire mission completed. 2 targets missed, 2 additional penalty laps assigned, and now Myanmar team fires and target is hit. First target is hit. 2 targets still to go for Tatmadaw, Armed Forces of Myanmar. And we can see the driver taking the tank carefully at low speed of 5 kilometers per hour. At the same time, the Laos People's Armed Forces team is racing past the barrier. And now we are back to Myanmar fire mission. Laos completed their first lap, 7 minutes and 2 seconds for the first lap. Fire for Myanmar. Second shot. It's a miss. 1 additional penalty lap for Myanmar team. Additional 500 meters. Same as the classic biathlon rules. Send the crew to a penalty lap for misses. In our case, the sportsmen are the tankers. So now the tank is stopping for its 3rd shot. However, the shot should be fired and move for this flanking fire live mission. This is a bridge. Good job. First target was hit. Target 2 was a miss, but target 3 is still out there. We have seen a delay, and we have a delay reported by Myanmar team. However, let me remind you, dear friends, that this fire mission is conducted and moved. 4 minutes are assigned for this fire mission, not more than that. This roughly translates to over 1 minute per target. However, we're seeing some delays here. South Ossetia team, in the meanwhile, has completed their penalty lap and continues their progress along the track. Green-colored tank is the armored vehicle for Team South Ossetia. However, Myanmar team is still at a standstill. 20. We're seeing replays here, and this was a replay for Laos. We have just seen the replay of Laos passing the obstacle of the bridge. A pole was scuffed, however, it is losing the track that leads the team to another penalty lap. This wasn't the obstacle pole, but actually direction indicating sign. So this is not the reason for the penalty lap. The pit stop is not given to the Laos team for that pole. And now we're making clarifications with Myanmar coaches and the team as to the reasons. The team is trying to find out the reason for the problem, and now also a replay of the fire mission, and this was also successful. Target was hit. Myanmar coach is requesting a change of tank. Yes, it is possible. Each team has 4 tanks, so they are able to have 3 replacements. But please note, for every tank replacement, the crew is given a penalty lap. A technical commission will later find out the reasons for this, whether it was a technical or human fault. And now Laos is in its fire mission on target number 12, imitating enemy tank. Range to target, same as individual hits, is 1600, 1700 and 1800 meters. And we see the South Ossetia tank racing past the command point. They're slightly behind Laos, the leaders in the race, but it is too early to call. We have many laps to go, and until the third crews have taken their seats, it is way too early to call favorites. And the replay for South Ossetia, passing the obstacle. And dear friends, we also saw another bridge here. South Ossetia tank has lost the track when cresting the obstacle, and this pit stop should take them around 1 penalty minute. Well, the South Ossetia driver is going to take more care on the next laps, and the tank is now, we're back to Laos team that is now in its flanking fire mission. The tank is now in the fire zone, however, we still haven't had a shot. 1600 is the range to target fire, and it's a miss, a penalty lap for Laos team. And second shot by Laos team. But they did not take their third. And so Laos team has completed their fire mission. Actually, 3 shots have sounded, but no hits. So that's 3 penalty laps. And Myanmar is now on the penalty line. And South Ossetia is now going across the slope obstacle. Not a simple obstacle. We've had many errors yesterday. We saw them yesterday. There were many. And so the pit stop. And we are making inquiries with the chief judge. South Ossetia tank has skipped the rake obstacle. For some reason it has gone past it, and they will be assigned 2 pit stops for that. Now we can see the Myanmar team tank on their penalty lap. They have been given 3 penalty laps, 1 for missing the target, 2nd for not firing on the target, and 3rd for tank replacement, for replacing their combat tank. And so 3 additional penalty laps. Myanmar main tank goes to the loading pad. They will have to clear their combat vehicle. The fighting vehicle, because it should not be left loaded. They had to finish fire on load. And now the next lap for Laos is the anti-aircraft fire, anti-aircraft machine gun fire, where the tank's commander will have to demonstrate his skill. And now South Ossetia is in the 2nd lap of the relay race. This was a speed lap. This is a speed lap. They made a small mistake, and that's why they spent about 90 seconds during the pit stop. And we see Myanmar getting out of the penalty lap, and they're going to the speed, to the long straight, where they can catch up for time lost. This is Myanmar team, dear friends. We see Team Myanmar on track, and the flagmen indicate no errors, progressing. We see the tank skidding. I think the driver has to be more careful on the next laps. Before the race for 2 hours here at the Labina Proving Ground, we have seen heavy rain, and the rough terrain is making it much more difficult to show their skill on the wet track. We can see the Laos People's Armed Forces tank finish their next lap, in lap 3, and now they have their double A fire mission. They have scuffed the obstacle pole. It was caught under the track and thrown clear of the tank. The rake barrier. The chief judge is confirming that the Laos team also lost the tracks when cresting the last obstacle, the bridge. Definitely lost that. We can see it in the replays, and a pit stop, penalty pit stop, is given to the team by the chief judge. Here we see the Laos team tank. 10 pit stops are scattered throughout the track. We had 10 teams, only 4 are going to enter the finals. The finals begin on the 3rd of September. Let me remind you, Division 2 is Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Myanmar, Laos, and South Ossetia. Myanmar is now on screen, color-coded yellow, passing the checkpoint. Let's check the times. First, the lap for Myanmar, 12 minutes 59 seconds behind, 13 minutes behind Laos. A big flag was just uncovered by Union of Myanmar Republic fans. They're supporting that cruise, a very strong team that is fielded this year by the Republic. They have amazed the fans and us, their own teams, during the initial hits of this tank biathlon this year. Amazing fire missions worthy of the 1st division. Same could be said for South Ossetia. They didn't waste last year. They were preparing, training hard, and they were using Russian Federation T-72 B3 tanks. And this year they are scoring well at the tank biathlon. However, the relay race has always been difficult for every team. There are more obstacles, more targets, and South Ossetia has passed its checkpoint 3 minutes and 7 seconds behind the race leaders. So now, in the third lap for South Ossetia, having gone through the obstacle, the track bridge, and are continuing their progress, getting ready for the next fire mission, target number 12, the main fire mission of the race. Flank fires are certainly one of the most difficult challenges for the tank gunner. We see white flags raised by flagmen to indicate no mistakes made. And dear friends, this point where South Ossetia is, First Division installs maneuver obstacle poles only in this First Division in this race. And now we can see Laos in its fire mission. Commander is firing the coaxial machine gun. 20 rounds with 6 traces were given to the team for this fire. Unfortunately, target is yet missed. 2 targets are missed, and the team will have to be assigned 3 penalty laps for targets 9, 12, 25, and 11. And we see 1 for Myanmar, 1 target, number 12 for Myanmar. Laos still none, and South Ossetia has 1 out of 24 targets in total. And now Myanmar team is reporting, ready to fire. The yellow tank is now on the firing line. The targets are color-coded team colors, yellow, according to lots cast. And Captain Pio Cho is conducting the live fire, and first target is hit. Now target number 25, range to target 900 meters. The previous target was set at the range of 800 meters. He still has ammunition. You will see smoke obstructing visibility of the target, smoke from the previous target. And the tank commander, Captain Pio Cho, is not having good visibility. Target is missed. He is reporting weapons clear. And of course it has to be completely cleared. Just in time, he manages removing the ammunition belt, because if he had have left the ammunition belt, this would have been a breach before continuing movement in a tactical situation. And Captain Pio Cho is a veteran of this biathlon, and this time the team is giving its best. A very good performance from Team Myanmar. All of the teams in the semi-finals are certainly worthy of the finals. However, one of these teams still needs to remain in the semi-finals and not make it through to the 3rd of September, when we learn the strongest tankers best tankers in Division 2. And now, South Ossetia team is loading 3 standard artillery shells. And as you know, these shells weigh 16 kilograms each, quite heavy. So 3 shells for 3 targets. Fire mission time is limited to 4 minutes. 4 minutes are given to the crew for 3 targets. They're taking their operational seats, and we'd like to wish the best of luck to South Ossetia to carry out their next fire mission. And South Ossetia Commander Lieutenant Sergei Kobozov is commanding this tank, but it's the gunner Lieutenant Dmitry Bukulov and Junior Sergeant Georgy Gagiev is the driver. He also has a very responsible job resting on his shoulders. He has to drive the car, drive the tank very, very evenly, slowly. Once he approaches the fire line, we can see now the fire line, the fire zone indicated on the screen. He will need to turn his turret and his main armament caliber towards the target. And now he is searching, tracking for target. First target, range to target 1700 meters. The target is color-coded green. Well, South Ossetia fans are on the edge of their seats, and now fire. Very close to the target, but a miss. 1 penalty lap for South Ossetia team. Next target coming up, range to target 1600 meters. The gunner is tracking for target. And here it comes. Overshot for both last fires. And so, third target. They need to collect themselves, remember all the lessons of their coaches and teachers. They need a hit. And here comes the third shot. Unfortunately, it's a miss, and South Ossetia team is sent to 3 penalty laps. After the next lap, and using the anti-aircraft fire against targets 25 and 11. But now let's watch the replay. First shot, overshot, quite close, but no result. Once again, overshot. The shell went over the target. Well, South Ossetia goes to a penalty lap, and the Laos team is now entering the mine barrier zone. This year, this obstacle was moved this year. Now is right on the edge of the long straight before the ford. And now Myanmar past the checkpoint. Second lap complete. 12 minutes, 41 seconds is the delay behind team leaders. And of course the fans are supporting their teams greatly, giving their heart's best to support their tank. And Laos team tank is going to soon finish its next lap. We see a red flag raised by the flagman. There was a violation when passing the last obstacle, and Laos tank is directed to a penalty pit stop. Here, let me remind you that this is a very wet track following heavy rain this morning at Alabina proving ground. And now the tank, Laos tank, is going through the obstacle, restricted maneuvering, approaching its next fire mission, targets number 9. For as compared to individual hits, there are more targets in this relay race. We had 5, however now there are 8 targets for each crew, 24 targets in total. The anti-tank ditch was passed without any problems, but now the tank is stopping in a pit stop. The technical umpire is saying that this technical pit stop is given for the obstacle of tracked bridge, and the minefield obstacle violation penalty will be given later. We can see the crew inspect their armored vehicle and then once again take their operational seats, start their engine and continue movement along the track. And this is exactly how these pit stops, penalty pit stops and visual inspection is conducted. Now we see the Laos team continuing its progress 34 minutes into the race. And now we see a checkpoint, 34 minutes and 5 seconds for race leaders Laos. 3 laps behind them in a 4th lap of the total 12. And now tracked bridge, scuffing a pole, but not losing the track. And the field flagman is raising a red flag. Myanmar team will need to run its next fire mission on targets number 9, imitating the portable anti-tank launcher. Kalashnikov coaxial machine gun will need to be used in this fire mission, 7.62 caliber machine gun. The 3 targets are up. The targets are at ranges from 600 to 800 meters. And now the tank has to lower its main armament, main caliber, because right now the machine gun is pointing skywards. We can see the replay for South Ossetia. Unfortunately, the driver is scuffing the obstacle poles on this restricted maneuvering obstacle. and Myanmar is tracking and opening fire. It's engaging the targets. Only 30 rounds are issued for this fire mission. The gunners have to be very careful. They're using different techniques. Some of them begin with the furthest, and others, without hitting the target, then use long volleys for the following targets. Unfortunately, all of the 3 targets are intact, to the regret of the fans. And now looking at the checkpoint, South Ossetia time 36 minutes 36 seconds. 36-36. I think all of the South Ossetia fans can make a wish right now. And we can see the tank cresting the tracked bridge obstacle. No problems. White flags indicated by the flagman. The team coaches probably want the driver not to hurry along the obstacles, but perform correctly without avoiding any penalty laps for the team. We can see the Myanmar team continuing its fire mission, and all eyes on the top target. Top target was hit. Not center, but we see a piece of glass destroyed, impacted on this target. Well, very strong glass on that target. But the other 2 targets were missed, and 2 additional penalty laps are given to Laos Crew 1. Dear friends, let me remind you once again that all of the judges in the race will most certainly inspect all the targets after the race. They're going to review the targets, take photographs, and make sure of the hits and misses in the race. And this will lead to the results of this race and will decide the semi-finals winner and also the selection for the finals. We see South Ossetia tank cresting the slope, slightly scuffing the poles and hitting the last pole, knocking it down, and it's going to its penalty lap. Well, dear friends, it's a very young team. Let me remind you that most of the team is in its maiden tank biathlon voyage. Now, Laos team is about to engage 3 targets, number 9, and Lieutenant Alei Alunsi is the gunner for team of Lao People's Armed Forces tank. Laos team is not yet having much luck with hitting the targets. The targets were missed. Three penalty laps will be assigned to the team. It finished its fire mission, and the team coach says, yes, we unloaded. So 6 penalty laps is the penalty for the team according to the rules. Team Laos has taken a decision to fire all of the rounds given, all of the shells issued for their fire missions into the air to save time. But this was a pretty poor idea because, of course, targets have to be engaged. Of course, this should not be done under no circumstances by any team, and the team will be given 6 penalty laps for this. They wanted to do better, but they paid for it because rules are rules, and they are set down in writing. Well, it's the penalty pad for the pit stop. They beg your pardon, it's not a pit stop, dear friends. The tank is actually loading its ammo, as we saw here. The team is now loading ammunition for its next fire with an anti-aircraft gun. A target imitating a helicopter is up and it is hit. Target number 25 was hit, and now fire is concentrated on target number 11. We can see the tracers indicate volley fire direction. They desperately need a hit on this target, but they're unloaded, they're out of ammunition. Targets are clear. Good work. Target number 25 was hit, and South Ossetia will be given only 1 penalty lap for this fire mission. Now, the job